Okay, so today we're talking about probably my least favourite map in Black Ops 4, and that is Alpha Omega, or Nuketown Zombies Reimagination, if you want to call it that. So, the thing with this map is, it's a big improvement over Nuketown Zombies, at least on a scale standpoint. I think Nuketown Zombies originally kind of fit very well into Black Ops 2, the way that Classified fits into Black Ops 4. Like, you had Transit, and then like the farm, the town maps, and you had Nuketown. Nuketown was such a chilled experience compared to Transit, and I think that's what Classified is to Black Ops 4. It's a chilled experience compared to like the main maps, which are like these quest filled, side Easter egg filled, big maps to get your head around. And that's why I like Nuketown Zombies and Black Ops 2 so much. But in Alpha Omega, it's just very awkward and kind of lazy in some areas, which I'll go over today. But it's not terrible, it's not great, but it's just it's just there, you know. But we'll talk about Alpha Omega today and go over what it added to the game, what I did and didn't like about the map, and then just kind of summing up with some general kind of thoughts. Okay, so let's start with the Wonder Weapon, which is definitely a controversial topic at least. So there's 4 different variants of the Wonder Weapon, each do different things, but it's the Ray Gun Mark II. Like, you could have made a model or a new Wonder Weapon, because these things don't really act like the Ray Gun Mark II, the original version anyway. So you've got this version, which I used, is essentially a laser. This is the lightning version, I guess you want to call it. It is infinite ammo, so it does recharge itself every time, which is quite nice. And it stuns zombies that are grouped together, and it does decent damage. I think the only reason I really wanted to use it because I had infinite ammo, but they all are different variants of the Ray Gun Mark II. So they are pretty cool, I'll give them that, all the variants are pretty cool, but it's just a weapon model of the Ray Gun Mark II with different effects. I don't understand why that's a thing, and it's so different to the Ray Gun Mark II. Like I said, you could just make a different weapon model, but no, it's just, it is what it is, I suppose. But in terms of practicality and how well they work, some of them are better than others. I think this one is considered one of the better ones to use, mainly because it's infinite ammo, so you don't have to worry about kind of like running around with no bullets. It will just recharge on its own, and yeah, they're just kind of strange, I suppose. Now, one big thing I really want to talk about on this map is the goddamn Pack-a-Punch. Right, so under the map of Nuketown is like this whole new area, which I will admit I do quite like the underground area. It's quite cool, but to get the Pack-a-Punch open, you turn the power on, and then you need to kind of clear these ventilation systems above ground to open like the airlock that Pack-a-Punch is stuck in, basically. And once you do that, you can use it, whatever. But eventually, it will get to a point where the ventilation shafts you've cleared get clogged again, which means Pack-a-Punch is closed again. And for the most part, that's whatever, but if you're having like a really bad, like for example, if you're having a bad game, you don't get like the weapon out of the box you want to get, and you can't get set up properly, and Pack-a-Punch keeps closing up all the time, it's going to get annoying to keep going back and doing it, because it's not a quick process, especially if like more than one gets clogged. It spawns in these annoying zombies that you have to deal with, because they spawn in purely because you're activating the cog to clear the ventilation again. I kind of harken it back to how Origins kind of did its Pack-a-Punch with the generators. Like, if you get set up early, if you get the guns you want to get and whatnot upgraded early on, you're good to go. But if you're having like a bad RNG with a box or something like that, and the ventilation clogs up in Alpha Omega, you can't Pack-a-Punch. If the Knights attack the generators in Origins, you can't Pack-a-Punch. So it's like, okay, I'm just doing busy work now around 40 for some reason. Like, it is completely RNG. Like, if you get set up and you're ready, you don't have to bother with it again. Like, once I got the rocket launcher fully upgraded, I didn't care anymore. Like, I just let them do it, and I didn't need to use Pack-a-Punch again, so it was fine. But yeah, if you don't get it, and you're stuck rolling the box forever, and you're just not getting it, it's going to be a bit of a tedious thing to deal with. But again, it's just down to the match and how lucky you get, really. But I just don't like that. Like, I went through the process of unlocking the thing, just let me keep it. Like, fair enough on maps where it's like Kino, where you can kind of just get Pack-a-Punch straight away, that's whatever. And then obviously they want to make maps where you have to kind of work for Pack-a-Punch, but once I've got it unlocked, let me keep it. I don't want to have to keep going back to unlock it again. That's kind of like if they were to do it in Mob of the Dead, like the original Mob of the Dead, where you initially get Pack-a-Punch by doing all the different objectives to get the plane parts, right? and then any initial kind of run to Pack-a-Punch, you just go back to where the kind of item was and just pick up a fuel can that's already there. But no, what if they just went, okay, all that process you did to get all the parts, you gotta do all of them all again, and it's around 50. Like, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, it's just unnecessary. So this map did introduce an old enemy, as well as a new enemy type, and a kind of new enemy type, I suppose. So you have the Nova 6 crawlers, or bombers in this game they're called. Very old school enemy type to deal with. Also kind of present in Classified, but are slightly different in this map. You also got the jolting jacks. Now these are like the blue Nova crawlers, I guess, if you want to call them that. And these things are kind of annoying, because what they do is they kind of like get up on top of rooftops that you can't usually get to and just like shoot at you, which is fun. They're not anywhere near as annoying as you think, although in this camping spot, which is notoriously good on this map, sometimes they will kind of stay below the balcony and just shoot you. A couple of times in this run specifically I did red screen because of that, because I wasn't paying attention to it. But they look cool, I suppose, kind of. I like the blue off of them, but they are just kind of like Nova crawlers, but blue. So there's that. And then of course there's dog rounds on this map, but they're blue dogs. Instead of fire, they're lightning. Like, that's pretty much the difference with the dogs. They just look different. They're blue. Which, again, they look cool, but it's just dogs, but blue. So, there's that. The Easter egg does feature a returning enemy that has only ever been in one map, which I do appreciate, and that is the lightning kind of boss from Transit. I think it's called the Avogdro or something like that. I don't actually remember if that's even right, or if I'm pronouncing that right. But pretty cool to see that boss return from Transit. Again, there is some like side Easter eggs you can do to get some extra items and stuff like that. I will cover those again in a more in-depth video when I cover the Easter egg and all the side stuff on each map. Again, with the riot shield, I do want to mention there's no unique riot shield in this map, unfortunately. It's just a normal riot shield again. So again, Ancient Evil and 9 are kind of like the only ones with unique shields. But oh well, that's fine. But yeah, overall with Alpha Omega, like, I don't think it's terrible. I don't think... A lot of people do say it's just awful, and I don't think it's awful. I think it's lazy in some areas. I do like the expansion they've made to the Nuketown Zombies map, because it's not just like the core Nuketown area. There's quite a lot more to it, which is nice. Layout-wise, I think it's fine. Like, the underground is very tight. Even up top's very tight, but because the camping spot is so strong, you don't really have an issue, really, unless you're in the early game trying to get set up. There's a bit of tedium, again, with Pack-a-Punch and stuff like that, but it's fine. Like, that's the only word I can really use to describe it. It's fine. It's not the best. It's certainly not the best map in this game. It's just fine. But as always, that is my opinion, and that is Alpha Omega. My thoughts on Alpha Omega. Leave your thoughts on the map down in the comments. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Any reasons why you like it and why you don't like it, let me know. And we are now approaching the final map with Black Ops 4, and that is Tag the Totem. And then we'll be moving on to Cold War after that, which is definitely an interesting zombies game, and definitely one of the easiest ones as well. So looking forward to doing that. But yeah, Tag the Totem next. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.